Now on CBS 12 News this morning, an important day right here today when it comes to abortion laws in our state. A Republican lawmaker calling for a special session to make Florida's abortion rights more restrictive.
They're fully developed humans, and it's wrong to murder them.
The controversial proposal he's asking the governor to consider and what Democrats are doing to fight back.
And several communities from South Florida to the Treasure Coast outraged after finding anti-Semitic flyers outside some homes.
These are people who hate. Do they really hate? They're people without a purpose.
The hateful messages targeting the Jewish community and a look at the rise in anti-Semitic incidents in the state.
From flying to driving, millions of people are expected to travel for the 4th of July holiday weekend, but they could run into some issues. Coming up, the prime time for you to hit the road if you plan to drive to get where you're going.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
Hello there. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. This morning we are tracking 3 areas of developments in the tropics. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan. The National Hurricane Center is closely watching a disturbance in the Caribbean.
That's right. So the system could soon become our second named storm of the season. Let's come over here to Lauren's abode here over here.
Welcome.
Good news, though, right? No impact to Florida.
Yeah, we're probably fine. I don't think any of these storms are going to impact us. Maybe one of them brings heavy rain to Texas, and the one that could become our next named storm, that's going towards Central America. So, exactly.
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. It's exactly what we like to see. So here are these 3 areas. We've got that wave way out in the Atlantic. That's having a hard time getting its act together because it's actually interacting a little bit with this potential tropical cyclone. And then we've got the other wave in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to take a closer look at all of these in my next update, but let's talk about your local weather, get you out the door. You see this spin? We still have this upper level low pressure in place. Eventually, high pressure is going to be moving in. This is going to drift off towards the west, but because it is still in place, it still brings us the chance of rain outside today. And look what that high pressure does. As we move through your weekend, yeah, there's still some moisture around, but it's going to send the heaviest moisture out towards our west, so slightly drier air does start to move in as we head into the beginning of next week. That's going to help to kind of decrease the rain chance outside for us. Here's a look at your radar right now. We've got showers and some downpours off the coastline. Right now we are dry on shore. A closer look at the rest of your week, and of course the tropics is all still ahead. Matt, Sam.
Thanks, Lauren. 6:02 now. Let's check on that Thursday morning drive. So far, so good here in Fort Pierce. I-95 and the Turnpike near Okeechobee Road are running smoothly. Meanwhile, Traffic Tracker 12 is on I-95 right now, heading north near the Palm Beach Gardens area. We're not tracking any crashes or delays.
This morning, a Florida judge is expected to rule on whether to block the state's new 15-week abortion law before it takes effect in less than 24 hours. Abortion rights supporters are requesting a temporary injunction saying the law violates the right to privacy found in the state's constitution. Meanwhile, a Republican lawmaker is calling for a special session to make Florida's law even more restrictive, banning abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Sometimes it can take a woman up to 9 weeks to show any signs of being pregnant. Yet Representative Anthony Sabatini from Lake County in Central Florida sent a letter to the governor saying the current law does not go far enough.
It is murder. They're living beings. They have heartbeats. You can see the images. They're fully developed humans, and it's wrong to murder them.
Democratic lawmakers from our area say they do not feel a special session is necessary. Representative Kelly Skidmore from Boca Raton says it's not a decision for the government.
This is not an issue that can be dealt with in that short of a time, nor is it an emergency that we need to spend taxpayers' money and send 160 people up to Tallahassee, including their staff, to make this decision in a rushed environment.
So the only exceptions to the state's new law that goes into effect tomorrow is in cases where the mother's life is at risk. It does not include exceptions for rape, incest, or human trafficking. Right now, no word if the governor will call on a special session. In a written statement, the governor's office tells CBS 12 News, quote, "We very much look forward to pursuing additional legislative protections for the unborn."
6:04 is the time right now. The state is asking a federal judge to toss out a lawsuit against the controversial parental rights in education law. The law, set to go into effect tomorrow, limits classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in grades K through 3rd, and similar topics at any grade level if they're not considered age appropriate. LGBTQ advocacy groups, students, parents, and teachers say the law is discriminatory and goes against free speech and equal protection by censoring those discussions. The state says says they have the right to set public school curriculums, and the law allows for age and developmentally appropriate education. We know the Palm Beach County School District has adopted a new policy for the fall that follows the new law.
6:05 now, and this morning police are investigating anti-Semitic flyers like this one popping up in Miami-Dade County all the way up to Indian River County. This week in Boca Raton, the neighborhood of Boca del Mar, a predominantly Jewish community, has seen 4 separate flyers outside of homes, some showing the faces of media executives with the Star of David in plastic bags with corn or rice in them. A rabbi we spoke to says he is not surprised to see the ongoing hate on the Jewish community.
These are people who hate. Do they really hate? They're people without a purpose. The way you fight back is by doing more Jewish. Okay, if you're observing, observe more. If you're not observing, take on more.
Just a few months ago, these flyers with pictures of Hitler and anti-Semitic language were also found in driveways around South Florida. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office says it appears the flyers were thrown from a car, and while those messages are hateful, they say no crime has been committed.
Well, data from the Anti-Defamation League shows Florida was one of the top 5 states in the nation with anti-Semitic incidents last year. You can see our state here in yellow, where there were 190 incidents involving harassment, vandalism, and assault. And almost half of the recorded crimes occurred in South Florida.
Opening statements in the sentencing trial for the Parkland school shooter are set to start next month. A Broward County judge swore in 12 jurors, 7 men and 5 women, along with 10 alternates. Those jurors will recommend to the judge if Nicholas Cruz should get the death penalty or life in prison. Cruz pleaded guilty last year of killing 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018. The trial is set to start on July 18th.
6:06 is the time. Turning now to the ongoing battle between the federal government and our state over COVID-19 vaccines for younger kids. The state surgeon general is firing back at the selected subcommittee on the coronavirus crisis. Dr. Joseph Ladapo claims the federal government made false statements about the state's limited access to vaccines and how he failed to recommend the vaccine for kids 5 and younger. The subcommittee said that the letter in part doubles down on the dangerous anti-vax rhetoric that has been driving Governor DeSantis's COVID-19 policies.
The time right now is 6:07. Taking a live look at Palm Beach International Airport, where travelers are already taking off early for the 4th of July holiday. I'm not too busy there just yet, but AAA says tomorrow will be the busiest day for air travel for the holiday weekend. It's coming at a time where airlines are struggling to meet the demand. Yesterday, more than 600 flights were canceled and more than 5,500 delayed. Our photojournalist spoke with one traveler who had major travel issues last week.
There were no food places open, so I was hungry and cranky and tired.
If you are heading out the door to catch a flight, let's take a look right now at what the delays and cancellations look like. You can see Palm Beach International Airport, 3 cancellations. Fort Lauderdale, 10 delays and 2 cancellations, but hundreds delayed and canceled all over the country. Among the top domestic destinations this year include Orlando and Fort Lauderdale. Make sure to check with your airline for the status of your flight before you head to the airport.
And a record number of Americans are also expected to drive to their holiday destination this weekend. AAA says 2.3 million Floridians are expected to drive more than 50 miles for the 4th of July holiday. CBS 12's Kara Duffy is live from the Port St. Lucie Travel Plaza this morning. Kara, it's going to be a couple of busy days out there on the roads. What time should they consider hitting the road to avoid the traffic?
Yes, Sam, Matt, holiday traffic is expected to be at its heaviest today and tomorrow between noon and 9 p.m. So experts say that if you want to do your best to avoid any backups or gridlocks, the best time to leave would be before 7 a.m., so within the next 50 minutes or so, or after 8 o'clock tonight. And the high volume of people driving, it may come as a surprise considering gas prices are at an all-time high, but for some travelers, it simply beats dealing with the sky-high flight prices and the stress of possible cancellations and delays, which of course is a huge issue right now. We just caught up with one mom from West Palm Beach who told us she decided last minute, just yesterday, to pack up and head to Georgia with her kids for a weekend on the lake, telling us that driving just made more sense financially.
What I was going to pay on airfare tickets, which it was like $300 and something per person, it cost me the same thing for the rental car, for the hotel, and technically I rounded out the gas, so the same amount is the same thing that we're paying.
And I checked in with some of our viewers on my CBS 12 Facebook page just to see how or if the high prices of just about everything right now is impacting their holiday plans. A lot of good feedback. Some people said that they've had their plans in place to go see family members for a while now, so they were going to stick to them, even if that meant dealing with the higher gas prices. It was out of their control. A few said that they did cancel their out-of-town trips and decided to stay closer to home, opting for barbecues locally with friends and family. And one thing a lot of people did agree on is that we're lucky to live here in South Florida. We don't have to go very far to get a beautiful beach day or a fun day on the water. So staycation is looking like a good option for a lot of people here in our area. Matt, Sam.
All right, Kara, thank you. She just mentioned the high gas prices, and of course, the prices are higher than they have been in previous 4th of July weekends. However, they are less than what we've seen over the past couple weeks. The prices continue to go down. National average, $4.85. That's a cent cheaper than yesterday. Florida's average, $4.61. Only 13 states across the country are cheaper than that. I want to show you St. Lucie County. See that in the blue? Down to $4.58. It's right about the cost of what it was a month ago. Meanwhile, Palm Beach County's average, $4.78. Remember, we saw over $5. So you can see, slowly but surely, these prices are going down.
Well, it's 6:11 right now, and a large police presence near Mar-a-Lago puts the area on high alert. What authorities say they found outside the former president's Palm Beach resort.
In a lawsuit against the PGA Tour filed in Palm Beach County. We'll tell you what this has to do with some of the best golfers in the world defecting to that Saudi-based tour.
And before we head to break, here is a live look from Port Canaveral, where a United Launch Atlas V rocket is set to lift off later tonight. We're going to take a look at that launch forecast when we come back. You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning, the one to turn to.